Welcome to a new episode of Bike Blacksmith Stories. Today, we're going to get into a bit of detail. Let's go back 100 years. And today I want to show you no motorcycle, no car, no tractor. I just want to show some of the little things, the marvels that were created back then. Yeah. And back in the day, there was a huge catalog for everything related to technology, where workshops could order parts and pick out what they needed. And now we're going to take a look at it together. Yeah, and back then, there was a huge catalog for everything related to technology, where workshops could order parts and then pick out what they needed. And now we're all going to take a look at it together. I have this 100-year-old pair of glasses here, and I'm going to put them on now fittingly. This one is from the master himself. Perfect. So, come along with me into this book. FH Gross is the abbreviation here. Here are automotive parts, wholesale from Magdeburg. Up front you can already see some vehicles showing what this topic was all about. Cars, motorcycles, bicycles. Yeah, and here if we take a look, we don't want to flip through the entire catalog, but here we have, for example, beautiful lamps that you could order for your vehicle back then. Here are these little fender extensions and all the additional lamps that you could attach to the handlebars of a motorcycle. Then we have all the different turn signals for cars that used to exist. So, turn signals didn't even exist back then. They had so-called wink arms, which would come out from this holder, light up, and blink at intervals. And this arm would always lift up when you activated it, and then automatically retract back into the housing. Here we also have all the different horns that were offered back then, mostly from Bosch or Hella. Those were the leading brands back then. And also the horns, yeah, they're incredibly beautiful, especially when you look at a Bosch horn today. If you want to buy that on the market, it's really, really expensive. And not without reason, because the technology used in these horns was simply unbreakable. They soon looked like a musical instrument. Yeah, and now we want to get into a bit more detail. So there were also brake light switches in here. And now I want to take apart a brake light switch with you. Yeah, it's all made from one piece, you could almost say. Yeah, so here we have the two mounting holes, where you could attach it to the motorcycle or the car. It doesn't matter. On the motorcycle, you could fix it right at the back on the strut, and on the car, somewhere on the chassis. Yeah, and then this one went. Here on the side is the linkage with a small spring attached. The inner switch also had a spring built in that automatically opened the contact again. And if we open this up and take a look inside, yeah, today, you would have to say this would be a black box. Yeah, inside there would be some materials that are probably not good for the environment. Back in the day, it was done really simply. So, we have two insulated contacts made of brass here, and when I activate this switch, that means the brake linkage will be connected here at the front. And we can see it quite simply when we open this up. On the left and right, there are two brass contacts, riveted onto the sliding piece. Braking closes contacts over metal, reopening it. If it fails in 100 years, open, inspect, and adjust the contact for reuse. It's waste-free, durable, and easy to understand for everyone. And if at some point in 100 years it should break down or the brake light stops working, then you just need to open it up. Inspect, adjust the contact after 2 million uses, push it back to where it should be, and then you can use this brake switch for another 100 years. No waste generated, and it's built to last forever, so that anyone, even someone without any technical skills, can easily understand this technology. The contacts are connected, plus from the battery, and on the side it goes to the brake light, from the brake light to the switch. No waste generated that burdens the world, and built to last forever, so that anyone, even someone without any automotive technical qualifications, can easily understand this technology. Here come the contacts, plus from the battery, and on the side, it goes to the brake light, from the brake light to the switch. It's really simple and understandable for everyone. Here come the contacts, plus from the positive of the battery, and on the side it went to the brake light, from the brake light to the switch. It's really simple, understandable for everyone. Yeah, and these are the kinds of things that fascinate us. Technology that you can immediately understand with common sense. And as I said, it's built to last forever. Yeah, and you could also order these machines from that catalog. And I'm curious if you know what kind of machine this is when you take a look at it. So we have a sliding carriage that moves back and forth. So it's like a little lathe actually when I turn this here. The work process takes place here on this side. So it's an ancient pencil sharpener, and it's also built so brilliantly. If we dive a little into the technology here, so we have the sled here. No matter how long or thick the pencil is, it will always fit in here. And over here is where the work process takes place. And if we take a look here, it's worth mentioning that a regular pencil sharpener you can buy today has a blade made of sheet metal. And here we have a cutting disc made of the finest Krupp steel with 30 blades that when I turn this will process the pencil. And then, to top it all off, I also have an adjustable blade here. I can adjust the lead holder again. That means whether I want my pencil to be a bit duller or really, really sharp. So then I clamp it in here. I also have another one standing right here. So both are the same model, just a bit modified. Here is the very old first version. So this is the manufacturer Gould and Haybeck. So it says it in gold here. It says Pencil Sharpener Jupiter, all hand painted in gold. And here at the back, I have the instruction manual again. It used to be the case they usually attach the instruction manual directly to the corresponding object. And that had the advantage that you never lost it. And if you take a look here, it all still says it. So there you have it. The round and flat sliding rod needs to be wiped down every week with a rag soaked in fresh petroleum and then dried a little with another rag so that the slide always moves back and forth easily. That's all there is to it. So now I could go ahead and clamp the pencil in. So move the sled in here, just like it should be. Yes, so that it fits the pencil. The pencil could be this long or that long or this long. So then I turn this crank here. You can already see how the shavings falling into this container. So now the pencil is being wonderfully processed by this blade disc. So if I take this out now, just watch. Awesome. Isn't it? 100 times the lead broke, just like we have with pencil sharpeners today. Yeah, just when you think it's ready, lead gets stuck in there again. And like I said, I can adjust the cabinet however I want, whether it should be a bit duller or a bit sharper. I could definitely also fit it into the crossbow here. That would work too. Here we have another one, made it smaller. So it works with all the pencils that are out there. And yeah, when we do tours here, a lot of people say, yeah, that's wonderful. But it's way too heavy for school backpacks. And I can remember I went to school here in Zilli until the 4th grade. They used to know that you could screw this thing down nicely at the front. Then we'll go ahead and pour a few eyelets in here and have it secured to the teacher's desk with 3 wood screws. And I can remember at our school it was screwed down on the teacher's desk, and during breaks the line went all the way out into the hallway because everyone wanted to use it, because it was also fun to work with this machine. You even picked up a bit of handy skills along the way. Yes, and that's what fascinates us. And it's good that we kept all of this so we can show it to you. Yeah, like I said, today hardly anyone knows what little wonders were produced back then. And you have to say, it consumes energies and resources of this world. In 2001, generations can use this pencil with a sharpener. Nothing will ever break. If you just keep up this little interval, put it back up front, and add a bit of oil. Otherwise, you can just leave it for a year and then add a bit of oil when you need it again. But in the end, this thing will always work. And when you see these big gears here, you can imagine that nothing can ever break on them. Little oil spots everywhere where you just need to add a drop of oil now and then. This thing will work for eternity. So, just a little glimpse into the corners of our museum, which you sometimes don't really notice during a tour. We might also dig out a few things, some little technical wonders. It should just be a little slip-up for now. If you are interested in this topic, please write in the comments and we will address it. We still have some nice things here in the museum that we could take a closer look at. Yeah, if you like it, just write it in the comments, subscribe to our channel, and give us a like. We'd really appreciate it. And until then, rock and roll.